Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Circle of Kings.
Tell you why there's such a struggle right now for the single mother. One, society does not support single motherhood. There used to be this thing like, oh, you're a single mother, let us help you. Nobody cares anymore. But the biggest thing that people don't talk about is fewer and fewer men are willing to be stepdads.
True.
One of the biggest family secrets has always been that oldest child does not belong to him.
Facts.
That oldest child does not belong to him. Everybody knows it but the oldest child. And there are fewer and fewer men that are willing to sign up for it. And I do believe it's because of child support laws.
Is it really only because of child support laws? It's not just because most women are just using men as, providers to help take care of these children that aren't theirs. That alone, or having to deal with a woman with an extra kid, all the extra expenses, all the extra ways you have to work around to try to meet with each other because, she has a kid. She can't just go out whenever she wants.
And it just takes a lot of money. So please understand that if you become a single mother, you're probably going to most likely raise that child by yourself for the rest of your life. And the men who create single mothers, they hate their single mother mom. So they really don't give a damn about you. They low-key hate her ass. So they're going to hate you too. The moment you look like, act like, and start talking like her. I keep posting these videos because I hope that I save at least one young lady. Do not have a baby with a man until you have been married to him for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. Because once you become a baby mama, you will probably most likely die a baby mama in today's society. These men are not for it anymore.
Nope.
She is 1000% correct. She could not be any more accurate. There's only one additional thing that she probably missed that needed to be expounded upon, and I'll talk about that shortly. But I think that the most important thing that needs to be taken away from this video is that men are unwilling. And not only that, there are men like me that have large platforms that are willing to beat this thing into the ground because I don't want to see my brothers. I don't want to see my fathers. I don't want to see my uncles. I don't want to, and I'm not saying figuratively or literally, I'm not saying that. I'm saying figuratively, guys of all ages, demographics, colors, and all of that stuff.
Yep.
I didn't experience that. I have both my mother and my father in my life. I am not a baby daddy. And so I just came from the gym and working out with my daughter, and we have a really great relationship, and everything is awesome. Kept my family together, been married for 21 years. But I've seen too many guys, and I've watched too many dudes fall and been on too many coaching calls. And I am an adamant advocate for the idea that you should not go and play another man's save game under any circumstance. It is a zero-sum game. And if you leave it up to people like us that have huge platforms, all of them is going to be alone.
I've also seen a lot of
Right. It's just what we tell men, right? It's just the best route that most men can go through. I also did not go through the same thing. I had two great parents. They separated when I got older, when I was already about 20 something. But I grew up with great parents. But I've seen a good chunk of my friends. I live next to Compton. I grew up in Long Beach. I grew up not in the best areas, where I've seen so many Hispanics, whites, even some Asians, and a lot of black people just didn't have fathers growing up, and just how undisciplined a lot of them were and how they became older. A lot of them went to jail. Hell, again, I went to jail even though I had two great parents. I always say this.
I've also seen a lot of situations where the stepfather is expected to support a family, do everything a father is supposed to do, but when it comes to discipline, he's told those kids aren't his, that he can't discipline them. Who wants to be only a partial parent? No one.
When you're a guy and you make money, you want to put and invest your money in your offspring, not in other people's offspring.
Yeah,
That's just the natural way of the world. That's how things go. men typically want to take care of their own children. Now,
what if she's a millionaire and she helps and builds an empire with that man?
Okay, well, even better. If you're a millionaire, you're going to probably want a guy that's a millionaire too, right?
Exactly, but
Okay.
who said anything about a broke guy?
Yeah, but okay, good. So what do millionaires have that are men?
But my thing is, like,
hold on, answer the question. What do men have that are millionaires? Options, which means they can date girls that aren't millionaires and be happy. You, on the other hand, can't date a broke guy and be happy.
This simple concept just goes over women's heads.
So they can get a girl that's 21, that isn't a millionaire, that doesn't have children, that can give him a family, and he won't have to take on someone else's kids.
She's in tears because she realizes she'll eventually have to settle for someone her own value, which is close to zero.
Damn.
This comment right here. I really don't think
no man wants to raise another man's child to be the cleanup guy.
That he's speaking for all men, because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child. It's also very, like, I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video. Like, it's just the wildest thing. You don't know my circumstances with my child or his father. Yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully he's not speaking for all men out there, but this was just really disappointing to see.
When she asked the question if a man would date a single mother, this is the response she has gotten from a lot of men. Of course she didn't like it, but almost everyone in that comment section was in agreement because they see no benefit in dating a single mother.
I had a conversation with a single mother once where she complained that single guys didn't want to date her. I suggested she find a single father and create a blended family. She answered, "Oh no, I don't want a guy with kids." I just laughed in her face.
As a single mother, your value as a woman is less than somebody who does not have kids. If you're looking for that long-term relationship, which you've said you are, looking for a guy who's like at your age or older, the men who will be looking for what you're looking for aren't looking for you. They're looking for women who are much younger than you and who do not have kids. Do you understand that?
Well, you seem to think that every woman is exactly the same, but I'm not the same kind of person as the woman you're talking about. I don't have an IQ of 100. I'm not a moron. I'm fairly attractive.
When did he ever say there were morons and ugly?
I think I'm going to have an issue. And what I did decide was that I would rather be by myself. My concern wasn't hypergamy. I'm going to go find someone older, wiser, smarter, better, richer, and do that. I just figured, hey, I'll just hunker down and work. At least I'll be happier by myself.
Let's be real. Being a single parent will definitely lose anyone points in the dating game. It's not the end of the world, though. People still end up with people who have kids. It's just very rare that it's successful.
Eventually, down the line, there's going to be an expectation. If you're in a relationship with a single mother, the single mother is going to expect the guy to provide, not just for you, but for the kid. And so that adds like sort of a double duty to provide for a child that's not yours. The issue with that, though, is there's all the responsibility, but none of the corresponding authority. So she might expect you to provide, but she might not allow you as the guy to have any authority over the child. To me, if you're going to be responsible providing for a child and you're going to step in as a stepfather, you aren't given authority over the kid. Like most single moms are not going to like allow you to discipline their kid, but they will expect you to provide for their kid. So it's all the responsibility with none of the authority. And actually there are some single mothers who have an expectation that the guy start providing instantly. For example, you hear these stories of women wanting men to pay for the babysitter like on the first date.
Some wise men said responsibility without authority is slavery.
Yep.
If you have responsibility without authority, then you are a slave. Single women want slaves, not husbands.
Women are not desirable.
I mean, this is why people think marriage is slavery for men. You know, women seem to think of it the other way around, where slavery, they're such slaves in marriages. But no, who's the real slave that can't really leave the relationship, has to provide everything, has to do all the hard work, and then still has no authority over her or the child?
Well, right now, everyone's a Kim Kardashian clone. I asked you earlier, what don't men want? And you said promiscuity. Well, that seems about the only thing that's being offered right now. when I open my Instagram and I've got butt cheeks and I'm going, people are like, I don't understand why no one wants to, this woman's been married 4 times. I'm like, well, I can understand it, because even if men think they want it in the short term, when you see a girl, she's half naked, she looks good. Yeah, sure. You probably do want to have sex with her. I bet you're wired that way. You're hardwired that way. But then what happens after you have sex with her and you realize that so did 20 other dudes
100%.
in the same week, you don't want her.
You nailed it. You absolutely not only nailed it.
Marriage is a commitment. It requires work, respect, honesty, and faithfulness. Men want beautiful and respectful women like you, Candice. Real men are never afraid of strong women like you. You, I feel, are a great example of what women should be inspiring to.
Men don't want to date single mothers, or men always talking about single mothers, this, that, and the third. This is a perfect example as to why. Because again, you expect this man to come in, be the man of the house, pay all the bills, be romantic, do all that, be a father to a son that he didn't have. That's not my son.
But he has no say-so.
But he has no say-so in the discipline. He has no say-so in the guidance. He has no say-so in how this house is going to be ran in regards to your son. So how do you expect me to be the man of the house when every time that I try to tell him something that's right, you bucking the system because you getting emotional, because you, damn the message I'm saying, you processing it as, no, you can't tell my baby nothing.
Because it's my baby.
It's my baby.
Yep.
So as a man, how enticing is that of a situation to walk into?
You know, there's also that other aspect of the baby daddy. You know how so many women are like, if you ever touch my child, his father's going to come and beat the crap out of you. And it's just like, how am I supposed to discipline in any way? I'm not saying I have to abuse the kid or something, but sometimes kids need to be smacked. Like, constantly, stealing or something, you have to smack their hands, have to smack something, right? At least in my opinion. You can't just let kids run around loose doing whatever, but the father isn't doing it, the real father, and now you're expected to do it, and if you did do it, now you're in trouble with the real father. Like, it's a lose-lose situation.
That's why men don't want to date single mothers. That's why.
Dating a single mother is a good way to waste time and money in life, and is a good way to hurt yourself for sure.
And I do marry a single mom that has a kid, and she ends up being Medusa, I'm in a really bad spot. Why? Because now that kid that I invested money into, time, resources that I took care of, that looks at me as a father, I have no legal right to that child. She could divorce me, take that kid. I can't fight to get that kid back because it's not mine.
Myron, I have a question.
I have no right to that child. So that's why it is completely stupid for a man to take a single mother seriously.
I mean, we barely even have rights to our own child.
From, how do I say this? From a percentage standpoint of failure, the likelihood of you failing is extremely high, especially since we know 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Most of the child custody goes to women 90% of the time.
Dating a single mom is like swimming in alcohol after a knife fight. Worthless.
I have the utmost respect for all females, but this is a male advisory channel. Gentlemen, I would not advise you to marry a single mother. Here are the 8 disadvantages of marrying a single mother. 1, you can never discipline that child. It's not good. 2, if the mother leaves, that's it. You have no hold over the child at all. Even though you had an emotional bond with that child, doesn't matter. If the mother is pissed off at you, she will use that against you. 3, your resources goes into another man's DNA. 4, if it's a girl, huge problem. All it takes is female teenage rage for her to accuse you of any sexual act. The mother will never...
That one's a big one, the whole accusatory teenage girls.
...leave you over her child, and the relationship will never be the same again. 5, there will never be spontaneous sex. 6, you will always need a babysitter. 7, you will always be in a relationship with the father of the child as well. You will never have time to build a relationship with the mother alone. Relationships are hard enough as it is. You shouldn't have a third person involved. And 8, and you will never, ever, ever come first.
Here's the main reason. It's not your responsibility to take care of another man's kid. Do not simp out for access to a woman.
Women divorce men 70 to 80% of the time. I would argue in relationships it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl. And what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore. You know, these hoes. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore, so he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid, so he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her. And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kid. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it?
But
like men are
sorry.
logical. They're logical people. And so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost?
Hardly
and like
ever.
I just think as women, we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost for most men.
She, talking facts. Marriage is a women's prize and a men's gamble. Marriage really doesn't benefit the man. It is a liability, a looming disaster.
Being a single mom is so damn hard.
A single mother was definitely not the plan and not really my choice.
Okay, I have a serious question for the guys.
Again, my body, my choice.
Why is it that you try so hard to get a girl, and then once you get that girl, then you start to treat her like garbage? I don't get that. Especially, I'm a single mom, and for all the single mamas out there, shout out to you. You guys are doing amazing. But it is so hard as a single mom to date. I honestly am sick of wasting my time.
Like, this makes me laugh because I'm like, if you don't want to date me, or if you don't want to date a woman that has children, that is fine. And that's a personal preference. I'm not offended if somebody doesn't want to date me because I have a child. That just means they're not for me. You can't make me feel insecure because I'm single and have a child. And my hashtags are...
We don't have to. We know you're already insecure about everything.
...are dating as a single mother. So if a man misses that, or misses my daughter plastered all over my page, he's not even smart enough to get a date with me.
Okay, this video is for all my single moms out there. How is dating going for you? Dating in my 30s post-divorce is absolutely brutal and exhausting. And it feels like a second full-time job.
They just come on the internet and cry to the camera and get sympathy. You don't even know what the hell's going on exactly, other than there's a kid in the background. Like, lady, take care of your kid.
Just seen a post that said single moms be having all these standards and they baby daddy meets none of them. Like, of course.
True.
He was the lesson. Now she knows what to look for in a man and what not to look for. She stood on business and she moved on. Next subject.
Okay, so we're gonna find out real quick if this guy's cool with me being a mom, because all my clothes are dirty. It's laundry day. Couldn't find anything cute, so I'm basically just throwing on a t-shirt, baggy cardigan, my Ugg boots. Couldn't find my purse, so we're bringing the diaper bag. He seems to really like me. He says he's cool with me having a kid. Well, these are the realities of dating with a child. My house is an absolute mess right now. I couldn't find anything. I've been running around trying to clean up and find clothes that weren't just like disgusting, haven't been cleaned, covered in like markers or like been next to diapers or anything. Couldn't.
Why do you want? Why? Who would want to deal with this? Who? A woman that can't even like get her house in order, or have clean clothes. Like, women would never tolerate men ever if men just had dirty laundry everywhere and just never had clean clothes. But we're just expected to just accept women with dirty laundry and clothes and houses. Just look at most women's cars.
Couldn't find it. So this is the outfit. All right, we'll see how it goes.
Dating some man's ex-wife is like using another man's used toothbrush. It's like buying a used car. After driving around for a short while, you get to understand why the last person who owned it got rid of it. Usually, it's a money pit. Once you look past the fact that her kids will never respect you and never treat you like a father, you have to then absorb the fact she's been run through hundreds of times by someone she no longer respects, and that all her good times were spent with someone else.
Why is it that as moms, whenever we are going through something and we're tired or we're just having a bad day, we have to continue pushing because our kids need us?
That's everyone. If they have kids or not, everybody needs to continue pushing.
But when Dad's tired. When dad came home from work and he's been working all day and he's exhausted, he needs a break. Why is it that the only alone time we get is sitting on the toilet, which doesn't even work half the time because your toddler walks in the middle of you pooping? You have to rush out of the shower because someone needs you. But dad gets a shower in peace, no interruptions.
I don't care what any baby mama say. Having to raise your kids by yourself is not a flex. And this is coming from a single mother. Listen to your sister. Don't let any baby mama deceive you into believing that being a single mother is more convenient than being a wife. You hear me? When I was pregnant with my daughter, I went through the whole pregnancy by myself. Ain't nobody going me to no appointments, no baby shower, no gender reveal. When my water broke, I got us to the hospital and from the hospital. And I can go on and on about my baby daddy. F my baby dad. F my baby dad. But I slept with him. So what kind of woman did that make me? A crazy motherfucker. Okay? You way too beautiful, way too smart, way too intelligent to be going through something like that. So live your soft girl life. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you too good to be a baby mama. You right. Because us strong black women not strong because we choose to be. We strong because we have to be.
Do you guys ever think about
Like the whole rhetoric of they have to be strong, independent black women. Every other woman has very similar upbringings other than black women because it's just that single mother household. But you don't hear women just strong, independent Asian woman, strong, independent white woman, strong, independent, Mexican woman. You don't hear that. You literally only hear it from one demographic of women.
about how TikTok is like a dating app for moms? It's like swipe, ooh, she looks cool and fun, I'm gonna add her. And then she adds you back, and then all of a sudden she's sliding in your DMs and she's like, hey girl, and you're like, hey.
You're pushing 30 and you don't have any kids, you don't have any excuses. I'm not saying this to be shady at all, but I see so many posts about people that are my age with no children saying, oh, well, I don't have any children, so I have my whole life ahead of me. And I love that for you because you do. Yes, wait, please. But hear me out. If you know people around you that have children that are always on their shit, give them a round of applause because it's not easy. And yes, being a mother does make my career a little challenging, but it's the motivation I needed. But if you don't have kids, trust me, that free time is your motivation. Cherish it.
The fact is that very seldom does a solo woman become a solo mom because she was dating the men that she put in her friend zone. She became a solo mom because she was chasing after Chad and Tyrone all the time, still trying her luck even after the thrill in high school and then college. Why would you want to financially, emotionally, and physically support some other dude's kids? They made their choices and now they need to suffer the consequences. It is...
What is it? The alpha seed and the beta feeds?
It's just that simple.
Single mom, would you say that having a daughter has made your dating life harder?
Oh, absolutely. Not everyone wants to be a stepdad. And so that circles back to the question, why am I single? Is probably because of that.
So why are men less likely to want to take on another woman's child that isn't their own?
It's a whole nother responsibility that they didn't sign up for.
Yep.
So do you think you have a better chance dating a guy who also has a child of his own?
Yeah, I think they're more open-minded, but I'm on the same boat where I also don't want to take on the responsibility of another kid. So I understand it. That's why I'm not upset about it.
Okay.
So for your future
shout outs to
partner,
her.
how would you want his relationship to be with your baby daddy?
Accepting, friendly, and civil.
Should you all be able to go out and get lunch together if need be?
I wouldn't want that for myself, but I wouldn't want constantly having to go and hear about fights and break them up.
It's baffling to me how solo mothers think. Even if the standards you use to choose Chad are the ones you use to find the next man, your basic point has to be that he should be a good father. So, without anything changing, the man now has to jump through extra hoops to get exactly what Chad got from her, plus the extra burden of raising another man's child. I love that women are finally coming to the realization that men don't want to take care of them and be their slaves anymore. The moment women decide to go back to being women and let men be masculine, their lives will improve.
I'm divorced.
Of course I gave up on my marriage out of nowhere, and he was totally shocked when I finally said I wanted a divorce. I'm divorced. Of course I'm a gold digger and now I'm living my life carefree. I'm divorced. Of course I'm damaged goods and a red flag. Run, boys. I'm divorced. Of course I didn't try counseling before filing for divorce. I'm divorced. Of course I'm the villain because I chose to end it, even though they would have stayed in a miserable marriage for 10, 20, 30 years. I'm divorced. Of course it's because I don't understand the true meaning of commitment these days anymore. Chivalry is dead. I'm divorced. Of course I'm gonna brag about it on the internet like it's a flex. I'm divorced. Obviously I stopped drinking, stopped binge eating, and started working out every day and had a total glow up.
So you were fat, lazy, and binged all the time when you were married. And now you worked on yourself afterwards. Again,
Divorced, and I post about it on the internet, so I should just be okay with all the bullying that I receive for being divorced.
Yup, divorced and hitting the wall hard. Tears, debt, early menopause, desperation and varicose veins. And that's when the wall is only getting started.
I've never made a video talking about why I wanted divorce, so I guess let's dive into it. Because on my Get Ready With Me video that's got millions of views, a lot of people are like, step 1 for weight loss, divorce him. And no, that's not like what my intentions were with that video. That's just sadly part of my story. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Lauren. I'm a weight loss influencer and I lost 87 pounds and also happened to get divorced. So let's go way back to the beginning. I met my ex-husband in college my first semester in 2014. We got married May 1st of 2017. We were in college at Missouri State at the time, and he just like grabbed my promise ring and asked me to marry him, and then a week later told me he wanted to join the army. So, which we had been dating for 3 years. I loved him. He was like the love of my life. So I said, yes, like love is all we need, right? So dropped out of college. I got my associates in general studies, but like never finished my bachelor's at Missouri State, and went on to become an army wife. And got it in my head that I needed a baby instantly since I was leaving my family to go move like somewhere in the country, which what was wrong with me? I was 21 years old and like demanding a baby. Anyway, son was born in March of 2018, and by March of 2020, I wanted a divorce. Our marriage just started feeling like we were roommates. Like we literally didn't have any intimacy. We didn't seem to have much in common anymore.
I wonder why.
More like we didn't even like listening to the same music. We didn't have fun together anymore. He had his own struggles with mental health during our whole relationship, and it started to rub off on me, which sounds so bad, but I tried to take care of his needs for so long. Like I would literally wrap this man up in blankets and give him baths and wash his whole body and like hold him tight in Walmart. Like I did a lot of things for him. And then when I was struggling, where was he for me? I loved this man. I was literally obsessed with him. Letting our relationship get to like that roommate level is what really ruined it. And I tried telling him. He'd come home from work and just instantly sit in his recliner and be on his phone. And I said, hey, like, I need attention. I'm starting to be unhappy. Oh, okay. Weeks.
The only thing modern women are loyal to are their feelings.
I'm not cooking for myself. Why the fuck am I gonna cook for you? So I get why you would not want to choose a woman like me to be your wife. I don't really look like a wife either. I'm pretty. I get it. Thanks to mom and dad. Shout out to Big G. But like, I am not prim and proper. I'm not gonna be a trophy wife, okay? My hair, highlights. Yeah, that's the most type of upkeep that I do. I don't even shave my legs. I go months without shaving my legs. So I am a DJ, okay? Travel the world. I get paid to party. I'm around men. No one's gonna fucking take me seriously. No man that wants an ambitious woman. They lie. Women with ambition are women that can't be controlled. You have a voice. Your voice gives an opinion. Men don't like women to have opinions. So in conclusion, amongst a lot of other things, I just feel like I'm going to be single forever. Not because of me not choosing men, but because men not choosing me. Because clearly, I just don't make the fucking cut.
The absolute nerve of these women astounds me. Leaves her husband because she's bored and still expects unconditional love and support from the man she left. The double standard boggles the mind. Unwilling to love unconditionally, but angry about not receiving unconditional love after ending the relationship. The sense of entitlement that must exist to anticipate receiving affection from someone you have hurt and discarded is staggering.
I've been divorced since 2017, and today I had to recall something from my old life, as I call it. So, when we were married, he was in the Virginia retirement system, and during the lifetime of our marriage, I get half of his retirement funds. Well, we've never split that up, so we've decided to go ahead and start doing that. And in order to do that, you have to hire a lawyer, and you have to go through what's called a quadro. So it actually goes to the courts, and they have to approve this, and we have to send in like our divorce decree, and it's a big pain in the butt, and it costs a lot of money. So we're in the middle of doing that, and the lawyer's office called me today and asked me for my social security number and his social security number. Can you explain to me why I still know his social security number just as easily as I know mine? Like, why? When is this going to stop?
Guys, all you need to know is if she divorced the last guy, she'll divorce the next guy. She's used to living off of the money from the previous guy. She has every reason in her mind to add to that with another divorce. But yeah, make a video about why she still knows her ex-husband's social security. That's gonna...
I mean, it's intimacy, it's memories, it's romance, it's things that you remember. Like, I remember a lot of little things, stupid little things of my ex-wife, right? Those things are probably never going to go away because they were memories, and pretty big memories.
Make your life better. I'm shaking my head.
Imagine if men came on the internet and just blabbed about stupid mundane things that they remember or do in life, and it just surprises them and they're so upset about it. Just, why are you upset about remembering a set of numbers for someone? Like, it's just part of your memory. Things that you remember, you probably used it quite a bit. Just like I used my dad's phone number a lot when I was growing up, so his is probably one of the only phone numbers I remember, like off the top of my head, other than my own. So please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.